G'day! Welcome to a new video and a new creation. My name is Rish and I'm League of Creations. And here on this channel I make all things great and small. And today I made a venomized Spinosaurus. What if Venom at Jurassic Park? To start off today's creation, we're going to start with a skeleton, as most vertebrates, like a Spinosaurus, have skeletons. So now we will use this heavy gauge armature wire, which was just I think around 3mm that I just wound up on itself with my bare hands, because I should have used a drill and I'm not all too smart. So it took a very long time to get such a strong frame, but eventually I did. And as you can see here, it looks very much like Spinosaurus, and we're coating it in CosClay because I thought that if I end up dropping him or needing to move him around a bit, the clay for the first layer would be a bit more flexible, and then I can layer him up with some super Sculpey. For the sake of not having to say the Spinosaurus or the Venomized Spinosaurus for the rest of this video, I think I'm going to name him Steve. So Steve here is going to start a minor bulk on his right leg, starting off with some quads and moving down to his calves before giving him some toes. Adding some more muscle, because I just love sculpting muscle, and some more. I just love it. I don't even know if it's correct anatomically wise. It just looks really cool and it's really fun to sculpt. And then we could go ahead and move on to the spine, just blending in the lining that's going to outstand upon his back around the spine before fully coating his right side in more muscle. And I get to do it twice. The best part of the creation, just coating it in muscle over and over. Muscle, man. But anyway, enough with the muscle. We can go ahead and start making the hands. With his feet done already, with the talons in place and all the muscle placed on his body, we can make the hands. I have no idea why. I think I thought like Venom would only be on one of his hands, so I gave him an extra finger. And it just looks kind of cool, but kind of strange, because he has 4 fingers on one hand and then 3 fingers on the other. But then one hand's just bigger, so it looks like Venom's... It's actually an artistic choice, actually, that Venom's taking over the right hand more because he's more dominantly right-handed. I didn't know if you guys knew that, but Spinosauruses, such as Steve, they have favored hands, and so that's why his hand has more fingers on the right. And then we can go ahead and coat him all in some isopropyl alcohol, which will smooth out all of the fingerprints, before adding these little worms along his body, which we can blend in half on the outside to leave this little exposed part on the inside, which will actually be his scaly part, his original skin, as the rest will be venom. And as you can see here, this is exactly how we're going to go ahead and add those textures, those scales on. We are just going to use this random tool cover. It's a needle, but it has a cover so you don't poke yourself, which I still do anyway, but we use that, and we can bake him, and Steve can be placed back onto our cardboard frame, I guess, cardboard block. I don't know how I baked him. Please don't bake cardboard. And then we can go ahead and coat all of the actual scaly parts covered with these worms, which will give us a nice, better Venom takeover sort of look. I decided to sculpt outside. I think I was sick at this point. I made this a long time ago. But we can go ahead and start making the head. So with our 2 jaws in place, we can start bulking up the neck and the head just in general. and I'm just gonna let you guys watch this. You know, you add some muscles on the face, you add some eyes, some brows, and some cheekbones, some teeth and a tongue, and that's it really. So back with my voice, just a quick little update on what I've done. I've just built up the jaws, built up some muscle, and just refining the head shape. A quick little interruption from me and somebody else. Just wanted to point out, this is a bird who's been coming for years now. Here it was named Bilbo. Got the idea off of Bilbo Baggins, which reminds me, I don't know if you've seen on the channel, I've made Smaug before, and I might make him again on top of Misty Mountain, amongst other dragons such as Toothless and King Ghidorah. I'm debating who to make next. We can go ahead and start bulking up the neck with all the wrinkles and then make the tongue. Now this is actually not from this video, I didn't have any footage of making the tongue, but this is exactly how I did it anyway. So we can just go ahead and scar up all the tongue and make sure that clip from the tongue is my absolute favorite creation. So make sure to subscribe so that you do watch that video. And I love how all the venomy parts sort of look on his face with all the worms and the wrinkles and everything. We can jam the tongue in place and then we can start lining his gums with all his many teeth. Now Steve was an apex predator. He could compete with the T-Rex and he owned the shallow waters, almost like a crocodile. So his teeth are very big, very sharp, very inaccurate, and I'm not entirely sure, but they just looked really cool. A lot of this was just aesthetic. Fun fact, I drew this design on my way to Melbourne, going to watch my favorite football team play. And I designed it all on the iPad with a sketch, and it came to life eventually. So painting, now we can prime Steve white and then getting all the gums with a red and pink before absolutely obliterating the video by not showing you how I painted in black. But it's black, not much to it, keeping the eyes white, and that's what it looks like. We've updated the teeth with a bit of yellow as he's been eating all kinds of stuff. Then we can move on to the base. We are going to use this foam board, this XPS foam, and really tear it up. I did cut myself, so make sure you're careful. You can see the band-aid there. We're going to coat in all the venom parts in gloss Mod Podge to give it a glossy shine for the venom look. And this is exactly how our XPS foam looked after that, with 2 holes for where we're going to be sticking the Steve into the base. Priming it black before realizing it's too black. We used some black Mod Podge, so it was fine because it's primer, and we can get all that recessed shading in case we don't get it later on with the grey, the stone grey, before covering it in some last usage of some black wash, which really highlights everything on the recesses, giving some more shading. And then we can go ahead and dry brush from darker greys to a white eventually to get this really nice rocky look. Now for the lava, which I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, I used silicone for the first time in one of my creations, and it was an experience. I don't really plan on using it again. It didn't necessarily turn out the way I wanted it to, especially the part where I painted over it instead of mixing in the inks beforehand. So that's it for the creation. We can stick Steve onto the base and onto the reveal shots.
Enchanté.
So from the absolute bottom of my heart, thank you for watching this creation. I had a blast making it, and I really hope that you enjoy my videos and stick around to see some more. I have some absolute belters lined up for you guys, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I've been League of Creations, and thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time.
See.